Assalamu alaikum. This video is also related again to the same topic, which is direct and inverse proportion, and I'm going to discuss example number 4, which is a part of my previous videos. And that the question is 35 workers are needed to build a house in 16 days. It means that if 35 workers can build a house in 16 days, then how many days will 28 workers take to build the same house, right? So in this question I have two quantities. The first is worker and the second is days. So I will make two columns and fill the columns according to the given criteria. As you are seeing that 35 workers can build a house in 16 days, then how many days will 28 workers take to build the same house, right? So when the number of workers decreases, the time or days will definitely increase. So there is an inverse proportion between these two quantities. So I will and after this, when I have the arrowheads, when I put the arrows according to the inverse proportion, so I will write 28 as a numerator because arrowhead is towards the 28. So 28 upon 35 and 16 upon x, and after using the cross multiplication I can easily find out that 20 days is my answer, because uh, it means that 28 workers only take 20 days to cover to build the same house, right? um, this is next question, example number 5, and it's a very it's very different question related to the inverse and directly proportion. The question is, y is directly proportional to x when x is 250, y is 600. Find an equation connecting x and y. And the second requirement of this question is find the value of y when x is 400. So I need to solve these types of questions in a different way. I know that y is directly proportional to x, so the two variables having a direct relation between them. So I will write y is directly proportional to x. So this is the symbol to represent direct relation, direct proportion or relation, right? Y is directly proportional to x, and when I remove this sign of proportionality, I will let is equals to and a constant value which is k, right? So y is directly proportional to x, then y will be equal to kx. So this will be the equation of y in terms of x. You can say that it's an equation of y in terms of x, or you can also say it find an equation connecting x and y. So when you have this equation, you need to find out the value of k with the help of these given values of x and y. I know that x is 250 and the y is 600, so I will use these two values to find out the value of k. So I put 600 in place of y, and 250 in place of x, and after division I know that k is equals to 2.4, or in fraction it will be equal to 12.5. So when I have the k, the value of k, so I will put the same value in this equation. So my equation will be y is equals to 2.4x, right? So when I have the value of k, I can easily find out the value of x or the value of y. As you know that question is asking me that you need to find out the value of y when x is 400. So I will put the value of x, which is 400, in this equation after finding the value of k. So when you multiply 2.4 by 400, the value of y is 960.